What is up, everyone? Wow. Hope you're all doing good. Let me see, where is this? Uh, it is April 12th. Wow, and I'm feeling pretty nice today. We're going to do our stream today. Keep that in mind. So, we're going to have our live stream here on YouTube. So there's a few things to talk about as this market is in disarray. I'm pretty happy about that because we were looking for that auction to get completed. Now I'll explain that in just a bit. Let's just go over some of that news before we jump into the S&P here and my thought process from last night. And today we got the start of earnings, right? We're getting ready for corporate earnings to come back in with big banks that are going to kick this off. Investors in the sector guidance may be the most important as the results, with the markets now factoring fewer rate cuts, if any, in 2024. Higher for longer seems to be the tagline here, and it would support the net interest income of the big banks, but may keep a lid on their businesses tied to mergers, acquisitions, capital market activities, right? All that loaning stuff. So coming up this morning, we saw that I think let me just check, but I believe JP Morgan posted earnings. They're down significantly here pre-market. Citigroup as well, they are slightly up. Wells Fargo posted, I believe, yeah, they posted today as well. They're down. And then Goldman Sachs is going to come out on Monday, but they're down as well with these banks down based on the earnings. They're going to post with Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, releasing their quarterly numbers on Tuesday. So there's also a whole host of regional players, asset managers, credit companies, and other financial institutions reporting over the next week, right? You can see lists all over the internet. Just look up the earnings. But we're going to mainly be focused on the tech earnings that are expected to come out a little later during the earnings season. So many items will be on watch in the coming sessions, even for those that are not invested in the banking industry, because provisions for credit card losses can provide a window into how well banks expect the economy to hold up, and will shed some light on the viability of commercial real estate. Consumer spending will also be in the spotlight, and don't forget comments on the macro situation with some of the biggest CEOs on Wall Street. So forward guidance is going to be the main thing that people are going to be focused on. These markets seem to price in a 70 to 80% chance of a soft landing, modest growth along with declining inflation and interest rates, says Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, right, the CEO. This is what he talked about in the annual letter to the shareholders on Monday, and I believe that the odds are a lot lower than that. Dimon also pointed to a huge fiscal spending, the trillions needed each year for a green economy, and the rematerialization of the world and restructuring of global trade as a contributor to inflation. So therefore, we are prepared for a very broad range of interest rates from 2 to even 8% and potentially more, with equally wide-ranging economic outcomes. This is what Jamie Dimon posted in his annual letter to the shareholders. Now, we'll see with the forward guidance in the big tech names, as they're generally deemed long duration, so they're very affected by interest rates. If interest rates are expected to hold higher for longer, we'll see what those outcomes are for the forward guidance for the earnings in big tech. Because remember, at the start of the year, I think I've said this every day this week, but at the start of the year, they were anticipating like 7 rate cuts, right? 6, 7, something like that. In terms of robots and technology, right, robotics, so the question is, are they going to take away from humans? Are they taking away from humans right now? It's a myth, according to Stefano La Rovere, Amazon's director of the global robotics, and the use of new technologies has created more than 700 new jobs and categories, and enhanced over 50,000 jobs across Amazon's fulfillment centers in Europe, including taking away repetitive motion and helping lift heavy weights. Amazon recently invested another $2.75 billion in AI, starting Anthropic, but all of its new tech efforts have reached the finish line, like its plans to buy Roomba maker iRobot due to an antitrust concern. Amazon's been doing extremely well this year. It's barely down here pre-market. It's just keeping on going. So you throw in AI in any of these tech names and look at this thing just run. Rate cuts, rate cuts, rate cuts, right? So a few members of the ECB's governing council were ready to cut interest rates at yesterday's meeting, actually. ECB President Christine Lagarde declared after the central bank kept its key rate unchanged. However, the council believes that it would be appropriate to reduce rates if it's more confident that inflation is moving sustainably to a 2% target, signaling that a June cut is in the cards, just as the Federal Reserve, but we'll see how that shapes up in the coming weeks, especially with earnings. And, right, more inflation. We got another inflation report that comes out in, PC at the end of this month, and then May we have CPI, PPI, PCE before the June meeting. So, as for inflation in the U.S., right, remaining stubbornly high, Lagarde said that it can be compared to the Eurozone, adding that the ECB is data dependent and not Fed dependent. Fair enough, I guess. So, in today's session, we have the end of the week, right? It's Friday, Friday, Friday. So markets. Let's talk markets here. But before we do that, why don't we invite our friends from Zoom? Give me a second here, and we'll talk S&P, Nasdaq, right, and see what is cooking. So give me a second here. So I want to get into Zoom here so we can do the plan with everyone and break this down. But as it stands, right, I'll talk a bit about it while this thing loads. I guess I don't know why this is doing this, but anyways, so yesterday we had quite the rally, right? There was a flip in momentum on the bull side, and this is something that we spoke about on Zoom as well, on YouTube Live as well, pre-market here, where there was a lot of volume shaping up into the lows, and not only that, but there was a lot of delta that was stacking up into said lows. So from the last few sessions here, right, leading into yesterday's open, there was a lot of clustering of delta, a lot of market sellers hitting the book and getting trapped into the lows, and that was creating this large area where it combined with heavy volume, distribution lows, and honestly, it made sense to see if these guys wanted to post a rally off this. Now, the first initial move from yesterday was a downside move, and we got that pop after one specific thing happened where people got super trapped into that 94 and they rebid that 94. From there, it was lights out. Now, I'm really, really frustrated with the zoom over here because it doesn't want to load at all. Perfect, thank you, Mr. Bucks. What the hell is happening here? This. So this the volume profile chart here is still loading, but um, it was a very important factor in recognizing that we were trying to peak into a high yesterday into the evening session. Well, not the evening session, I guess, like towards the end of the day into the close, picked up some of those shorts trying to hold them overnight, and I'll show you guys why. So yesterday when we got this massive rally, right, there was a very nice flip in momentum that was created by the bull side. Like I was saying, there was a lot of volume into these lows and like fake out acceptance under the 85 on the ES with a pretty nice buildup of all of this trap delta into lows, which is telling me there's a few indications to look for that long. We opened into this area, pulled down yesterday, traded down into that low 80, and once that rebid happened from 89 to begin with, then 94, it was go time. And what happened yesterday was that we completed this auction to the upside, traded into the single print, and if there was going to be any bearishness, right, it made sense that, okay, we clean up this auction, let's see what the bears are made of. It's an okay risk trade to see if they wanna slump this lower. And once we started moving below these key deltas, remember 40 has been accumulating a lot every time it passes through, and my idea was that if we can get an offer under 48 and 40, right, this thing is going to dump at least to clean up this auction, and then we'll see if prices move back down into the low band of the distribution that's building up a lot of volume. So that was an overnight play. This thing went crazy. Honestly, I didn't expect this massive of a move. NASDAQ very similar, but now let's gather ourselves to see what's going on in today's session. We're at the bottom band of this distribution, right? 94 yesterday had a massive, it was like 1,000 lot seller that comes in and instantly rebids. So there's the accumulation of a lot of delta into this low 90 again, right? And the thing is, low 90 into low 80, it's like a 10-point area on the S&P, which I hate because the buyers can step in at any moment at those areas. So I like at this point, I don't see that much of risk to try and long off of these areas to see if we can get a bounce to start the day to clean up some of this downside move that happened on the overnight session where there's some profit taking on the long, there's some trapped shorts into the lows, and I might look for a little long ping, right? If we start offering, when we start playing between this area, I'll see what happens at like 85, 84, but other than that, right, I don't want to get too aggressive with this. I want to see if they can ping a little long so we can just rotate as VIX is very sidelined. So maybe we just get a sideways rotation of a day here on Friday. But realistically, if we offer anything under 82, we're going to open up the downside for a larger sell. So to start off, right, I'd be looking for a little long to pop off of these lows, right, temporarily, and then we can go from there. On the NASDAQ, let's look at this chart on the NASDAQ, big deal. On the NASDAQ, NASDAQ, same thing, right? It rallied a bit higher than I was expecting, but we came into another very interesting area around that 510 into those highs, right? The top band of this distribution area. And my thought process was if we can start moving under that 480 on the overnight, we can clean up a lot of this auction. So if we reoffer, we can sell 480 on the reoffer on the bounce back up, and that has yielded a lot, right? It's almost down 200 points from that same area, and we've accepted into the distribution under 360. We're under that 320. Right now, as it stands, 260 is an interesting spot to find some longs. NASDAQ is a bit stronger, though. You can see it's still holding up fairly well in comparison to the S&P. Higher lows have been printing. So If we rebid above 320-ish, right, I'll probably look for the longs into the 260. I want to see what happens, and then downside target is the 220. So it's very pivotal right now. If we can get above these larger barriers of volume, I think that there's some decent upside on this. I'm kind of playing or looking for a range today. If we fail, right, I'll look for the short. But right now, I just want to see like the first move off the open to be a potential relief rally, right? Little pop relief rally into some resistance. Then we'll potentially see if this downside wants to open up. It'd be cataclysmic if we get a downside move on Friday, right? That'd be very interesting, because that's not usually the case. So a lot of downside action here that transpired pre-market, and honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Right, we're 2 minutes off the open here. I'll put Fatty on. I'm satisfied. We've got a minute until the open. Morning 7. How many days do I set the volume profile? Usually 50, but like I'll look at 100 as well just to get a bigger image of it. Morning, Fatty. How you doing? Not bad. Nice. Let us see, indeed. Yeah, if they start buying this, and that was the low, like, what did we traded 94 quarter, like, if someone turns on the infinite bid, then, there we go. And that kind of sucks, to be honest. Yeah, let's see, this thing just goes like turbo bid. You had an interesting cluster of all these negative deltas here, some kind of offering trying. kind of annoying. There's the bid off this stupid open. What a freaking run as well. I'm not in anything right now because these guys, they gotta, like, where do we even open? Like around that 5200, just goes infinite bid right away. Hmm. What's this about? Oh, jeez, what the hell is this? We're in an area of a lot of this delta from the pre-market. Nas selling off that 320. Offer kind of not super heavy on this market. Dude, I'll sell some Nas into that 320. I'm kind of thinking of selling some S&P. I'm gonna offer some S&P into this 10. It might be an early fill. I'm just going half size. I missed the long literally right off the open, so I'm just gonna play with the current trend. This is like a decent area for these guys to continue the downside move, although it might be a little early. Nas is showing me much more weakness here. Oh fuck! If I see it again into 320, I'm gonna be nervous. This area here is going to be a pain in the ass, in my opinion. Nas weaker here. S&P, I don't. My fill isn't very good, honestly. Probably get taken out on this. Short this again here. Shit fell on the ES. Yeah, you're getting a little trapped on the long side here. Wah, wah, wah. Nvidia is just getting nuked. Nas like sleeking lower. I think Nas could break. Oh my god, this. I saw this shit yesterday. I'm not a big fan. Where they just like chop around this area. Little push lower only for them to just buy it back up. I like the area. I just with all this chop, my fill is kind of bad, and if it like whipsaws and head fakes and then re-offers, I'm going to be a little triggered. And Nasdaq's a lot better, but even it's kind of failing to continue these lows. Oh, I hate this game. This chop and slop nonsense. Even Naz is like ranging here pre-market, or not pre-market. Decent sellers are getting pushed aside. $300 on the offer. Sellers are getting abused here. I'm one of them. Okay, I'm out of this. This is... Ugh. Watch this thing get reoffered. I'm still short some Naz. Fuck, am I gonna sell this ES again? Nope. That's annoying that I didn't trade into that low. Now I freaking shorted against this massive rally. We're above some important levels here into this like 07, 11 now at this point. I kind of flipped on the bull a little more. If I wasn't, like, the only way to get this on this long was like buying the open, I guess, or maybe buying where I was selling. Want. It's a classic. Dumps pre-market, then watches go infinite bid on the day. I just see only buying on this dom right now. this alone for a bit and let it train to a next area. Add this 16 as a minor area. This is gonna... am I gonna do this shit again? I'm gonna short into this. Ideally, I actually get filled on this. Because, like, there's a better offer here. That could have just been a head fake. If I don't get filled on this, that is going to be real annoying. I'm not trying to chase this either. Like, the reoffer looks a lot better than it did, I guess, when I was getting it. It was okay, but freaking head fake. Sell is kind of heavier right now. Nas into that 320 again. I'm still short the Nas, but like, fuck, if this doesn't fill right now. Okay, filled, but now nervous. I like that reoffer. I don't know. Don't worry, it's about to drop 40 points. Isaac's a freaking monster. Not for long, though. I'll take one off here. Fine, I'll do two and then leave the last one. Nasdaq is a little concerning, you're right. Which one of these markets is lying? You just the issue with the S&P into these like 10 areas where we kind of bid from last time around, like 9ish 10. Yeah, there's like big clustering of all this silly little delta. They're a little trapped. Hey, I know you guys were asking about like head fakes before. I'm in the midst of compilating something for you, but um, it's a pretty good example of it where like they rotate, 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 and you get like there's like a lot of sell coming in, but it's not like very aggressive, and it just like keeps whipping back in the direction that it came from, which is to the upside. So that kind of tells me like, oh shit, like this is probably gonna pop a bit higher before they actually start selling it. Here are the eights. You gotta be careful into the nine and eights on the ES. I don't really mind risking a decent bit of this personally. This is where these butt heads got stuck in a rebid while Nasdaq is just like hanging out. Offer heavier on the spoos. Someone's asking me about a sweep. Um, I, you might. It's not like a technical term or anything. I just meant like they'll go up and rise. Like it's not like an option sweep, for example. This thing's up like 9 points. Not bad at all. But again, this silly little 8. Nas, if we can dump this like under like 310 ish, I think we can re-offer very hard. So I mentioned we have news in like 3 minutes. That fucking blows. Time to widen my stop even more. Do lows. Or not my stop, my TP. If you have multiple lots, I'd probably take a bit into this '08 area. same shit here. This '08 area is very powerful. Like, Nas is not budging here.
And 1 minute now to the University of Michigan index. It's expected to come in at 79 from the past 79.4. Also looking out for any adjustments to those consumer inflation and expectation gauges, with the 1 year previously 2.9%, the longer 5 to 10 year previously 2.8%.
Don't take me out before this news. News saves me.
News saves you.
If everything's right and the market's reasonably logical, all that selling that was coming in before this news are about to take a nuke to this market.
In seconds.
Let's see.
77.9. This on the headline, but short-term 1 year inflation expectations up to 3.1 from 2.9. The longer 5 to 10 year inflation expectations up to 3 from 2.8%.
That's what I thought.
And headline, University of Michigan 77.9.
That's what I thought.
89.
There you go. Nas getting nuked. Everything getting nuked. Everything is right again. Don't rebid it though.
He was looking for 82.2, and then forward-looking expectations.
Yeah, not much of a follow through here under this like delta area. We gotta start offering like '05.
But perhaps most in focus with this release of those inflation expectations, where the 1 year ahead gauge rises to 3.1 from 2.9%. That would be the highest since December.
This isn't the continuation didn't last too long.
At 3%, up from 2.8%. That would be the highest since November last year.
Where's that turbo offer I imagined? Alright, I'm out of this. Took me out. Straight into the '05. It's okay.
In the Philippines, says China is strongly dissatisfied with and firmly opposes US, Japan, and Philippines with willful steering and attacking of China on issues related to
Oh
Taiwan.
man, now it's gonna just try to run. If we can offer this like '05 area, we're gonna see a deeper slump. But like this market's kind of choppy and sleepy right now. Wow, it really had to take me out on that like a high tick before dumping. It's gonna fall out, this son of a bitch. I wouldn't say the level's like '04 to '08. I'd say it's like '07 to like 11. It's very wide, but there's just like they keep creating a lot of delta over the last few days into that area. I think they're gonna sell this, man. I think they're gonna offer. I'm still holding some of this Naz. I think I'm gonna try to cut some Naz into this like 290 here. Maybe a bit lower. I think the S&P, like, I don't know. These guys are. There's a lot of selling going on. Um, there was a lot of selling from that 12 area, but like it popped up before they actually started selling it aggressively, and I got taken out on that last runner. I kind of wanted to run that one.
It's worth noting we brought to you those reports via post on X about an hour or so ago, and there were sirens sounded in the north of Israel.
It's a little choppy right now. I think there's more sell though. Just like, if I were to get in, well, where would I get in again?
Actually, from Wells Fargo CEO says we continue to execute on their efficiency initiatives, including reducing headcounts. Wells Fargo says they expect to repurchase more common stock this year than they did in 2023.
Massive absorption to O5 right now. There's a lot of traders getting absorbed into this O5. I want to see them like offer through it, then like rebid if it's gonna be real.
Differential with that earlier news report to you. Earlier was just sirens, appears to be a difference in hostile aircraft intrusion alerts, which Israel War Room did post on X about 5 minutes ago.
Look at this, wow. 1900 absorption. Whew, 3K. Nice. Nice sell. This is the freaking move I wanted to see. I cut some of this Naz. We're almost at overnight lows on Naz. S&P I got taken out on like the frickin' tick. That stupid son of a bitch. Nice. Look at this. Look at this. Damn, man. Wish I had just like a little, just that one little lot. Still holding Nas shorts. Got two left on this 320 area. Down pretty nicely. But the ES I got taken out like on that trailer. I might have trailed it a little too tight. I was expecting that like offer to come in a little heavier. Like before the news that was coming out, they were selling pretty decent in size. That head fake was a little annoying though on the into the 16. Oh, let's go. Leaving one on Nas. That was a nasty rebid.
Just to acknowledge White House not giving any comments on the reports of an imminent Iran attack on
I'm
Israel.
about to buy this market.
The invasion as a viable threat and are watching closely, but again not giving any fresh specifics away.
Yeah, layer into this though. Let's see how many fills I get. Zero. They're getting trimmed to the lows. Nice bidding going on.
Yeah, I see that. I'm long Nasdaq. I wasn't short on the way like down. Took me out after the news. I think my stop is too tight, but right now, like trying the long on this. 272.
It's a good area. I don't want to chase this S&P.
Just to note for US Steel and Nippon Steel names since be considering pushing back.
I think they're like you got a decent flush to the sell side, then buyer steps in really aggressively at 99 on the ES.
Iran to be real and credible.
I don't mind it for a little attempt higher. It's a sticky spot though.
Just in terms of the price action, it's just worth noticing seeing a little bit of a further extension on that 8 bid. It's
Oh shit. There's
some
some big
those highs. Not extending any little further.
big offer hitting these lows. There's freaking bid above it, please. Like 5200, there's sizable units into that area. This could be the stuck short. We just need to hold the bid above this. You're taking too much time here. I don't like that they're spending so much time into this massive short, into this low.
Just commentary from UBS on US stocks is the S&P 500 that could get to the 5,500 mark in 2024.
5,500. We're almost there, brother. I like how quickly they managed to reoffer back into this area. Are they gunning for that 94? There's a lot of big orders that are coming in today.
Yeah, I see the 400 going bid. Activity is low to the upside.
The duality of man, I'm still short now as long as S&P just got taken out on that. It's still like this is right now. It's kind of head fakey this market. I think there's an accumulation down here where I think we could find some lows, but how many times am I going to try it? Should have just held that one short, man. I'm trying to fill in this. I'm getting a little too aggressive with these fills, to be honest. Like that 5,200 I think was a little high.
Just under comments from the White House, the White House defense program says we are aware of threats and the possibility of attacking Israel and will ensure Israel's ability to defend itself.
It's gonna be great if this just goes monster bid right now. Fuck. I think we're approaching a low on day. How much am I gonna pay to find out though? Might even take some calls on the SPY.
Just go back to WFC Wells Fargo CFO says we have outstanding litigation, regulatory and customer remediation matters. Those could impact operating.
That sucks. I don't think I'm gonna get filled on this. I think this is like a bottoming area. Pain. I'm gonna
Oh,
move these up.
Nasdaq. Let's go.
I'm gonna move these up.
Close this. Stick to out here 300.
And try
Next stop
and fill
310
this.
to 320.
And then just some comments from Israeli officials here. Defense Minister, I believe he is, Gallant, says we're ready to defend ourselves by land and air in cooperation with neighbours and friends. Um, What's just knowing he's speaking with US Central Command at the moment.
I want to get filled. I feel like we bottomed out. These guys are just like, there's constant buying going on. It kind of like head faked me lower into that fucking 96, and then like there's just they're going through all this absorption. This is oh that was painful.
God, this is beautiful. Let's go.
I think we bottomed out. Took some calls on SPX, little lotto 0 days. Oh, do, 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 do.
And just now, the White House just speaking about Israel actions that they requested last week. We are seeing Israelis do what they committed to do on additional crossings in Gaza, but it's still not enough, the White House says.
That little stupid head fake thing. I think we probably bottomed for the day.
Just a bit more from White House here.
It's a crazy statement.
Washington will have to consider the status of its forces after the Iranian threat.
He wants to fill me. Otherwise, nothing much else to do. I'll keep looking for a long, but I think we've bottomed. looking at this and I'm like, do I just chase this thing higher? Like we're above this key delta. The O5 has another region. Be glorious. They just run this and fill the gap on the Friday.
Back for you, Rick. Are you still gonna get that long fill?
Yeah, I filled two. Came back for me. Not a huge sell, in my opinion, on it. Dun, 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 dun.
And just a bit more here, US officials at Al Jazeera says reports of Iran of a possible attack on Israel on Friday are not yet confirmed. So they're specifying today. Need context, remember there were some reports that had suggested within 48 hours earlier today, and I think at some points during the week as well. So according to Al Jazeera, citing a US official, reports of Iran possible attack on Israel on Friday are not yet confirmed.
This offer is a little heavier right now. Maybe I should have just waited to see if anyone wanted to buy at that area before I jumped in head first. Before I have to buy it again. That was my original fill want at 98. Me and my fills, man, they're not very good.
And just that the US has issued sanction aimed at Hamas spokesperson as well as drone unit officials according to a Treasury statement.
Oof.
Again, not sure that there's going to be much implications for the energy sector.
I'm getting cooked right now.
Details are available. US issues sanctions aimed at Hamas spokesperson, drone unit officials.
My entries are just butt. I do want to buy it again.
Market implications, although obviously details will of course flag if there is any implications worth noting.
We'll layer into this differently though. And get my original fill. That'd be great if it just fills one though. Moral of the story is that original fill, that's the one that you want. I'll try to buy one into this. I think we bottomed. I just freaking hate the action that it's doing right now. Nas looks like Bud as well. Is Vix bidding? What the hell? Why is Vix so strong?
Maybe because there's something's happening in Israel. Yeah, the Iran news that just came out. That makes sense.
Doesn't seem like the market cares though.
Yeah, our market doesn't really.
Yeah, but Vix is spiking. What the hell? This is a chop fest. Damn, this fucking news is gonna nuke me probably.
Over the weekend, reports that this will happen today are uncertain. We are moving additional capabilities to the region in order to strengthen regional deterrence and protect our forces. So again, we're just bringing the commentary, but it's just being amalgamated into that full way and incorporates that weekend bit. So intelligence data indicate there is a great chance of an Iranian threat over the weekend. Reports this will happen today are uncertain. Again, it's just going back to that US official commentary that we brought you quite a few minutes ago.
400 at the exact low at 95 half on the offer. And get these guys stuck and hold the bid. Yeah, I'm getting cooked right now. Ooh. The first move lower was good, but I'm trying to find this low and I'm getting beat up on it. Yo. Yeah, it's a big offer. That news isn't great, honestly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that news is something. I think it's getting to the market now.
Yeah, back some of those pre-market gains. Nas is fine though, but wow, that's a freaking sell. That is a freaking sell, my guys. Heh. Why do I keep wanting to buy this?
You guys want to put up the early exit?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna catch this knife on Nas. this nose. I got trapped. It was 230. I'll buy this SMB as well. Just keep in mind, I'm getting freaking rocked right now, so do some due diligence. Trying to catch this knife, which is kind of stupid. Not gonna lie.
Just going back to WFC Wells Fargo, they're talking about the Fed CEO says embedded within their baseline forecast is that they would expect somewhere around 3 rate cuts this year. CEO speaking on conference call after earnings.
I was on the ball with that short into those highs, but I'm like looking for this thing to bottom out when realistically we could be in a position where this market starts really slipping through a lot of these lows. It's not a very good move on my end. Like, I can see some buyers stepping. It's nothing insane. And, like, they're not super trapped into the lows. Might tap out after this, honestly. I have been beat. And I know when to call it quits. Started off okay, but got beat up, and if I just keep hacking away at these overnight profits, then it's gonna be bad. Like, I just don't think I'm getting good entries or reading this properly right now ever since I got taken out of that pullback on the short that I had. NASDAQ like low ticked me. Is this thing really gonna rip right now? I got cooked. Not the best of displays. If I count it as only this session without any of the overnight, I am a solid red today. It's the first one in a while, actually, but I think I might just chalk it up there because, because if I keep buying this, then it's not gonna. I'm not gonna be happy with the end result at the end of the day. trying to get long, that was like, I don't know. It wasn't a very good idea multiple times, to be honest. Especially once we moved under all that like big negative delta, like especially under this one. Not a good idea. Probably take out these lows as well and go and trade into that like 65 on the ES. But damn, this NAS looks like it wants to bottom into these areas. I don't know why, but I keep looking at this and seeing like buyers, 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 making me want to just jump into this. But like, I might do this long NAS again. One more shot on the NAS into the 220 area on the long side. A lot of freaking sellers, man. Like NAS is accumulating a lot of sell delta into this low, which I like. They're like just passively selling, selling, selling continuously here. Yeah, like at this rate, they're looking like they want to trade even lower. was yesterday's RTH low, like 83 or some shit? The VIX is up heavy. That's a really big break to the downside. I've had calls on the VIX for a while now, but they're only now starting to pay, I think. This could just be a continued down day, just trending to the downside. Haven't done anything else. I get fleeced on this NAS as well. They're shaping up for a trend day lower. Hate to see it, but taking many a loss today.
Just wanna do the poll.
Yeah, I guess. We're getting that continuation. I thought we get a decent bid off of, and we just like range from yesterday's, or sorry, from this overnight downside, but that bid comes in and just continue to sell. We're through a lot of these areas. Like under this 85, we're trading into a new distribution lower. It's just been constant sell, rally, sell, rally, sell, rally.
Give the longest shot.
Be careful.
Careful the whole day today, honestly.
I think that yesterday's move to the upside was just a clean and auction for us to continue lower. You like it here?
Yeah.
On
The P profile give it away on Nasdaq. Yeah, like, are you saying like regarding the downside move? I was kind of expecting they bring it all the way down. Honestly, it's just like, like didn't find clean entries on it. Like, the best trade today was really that like 220 long, 220 short that you had. It's just like, dude, like after the news, like I don't know what stuff you're carrying, but it took me out. Try the long 265, 270 on Nasdaq, and this is like on Nasdaq third one, 220 right now, 200. Sorry, trying this long. I like it here.
yeah, fuck. I don't know, man. I've burned a decent bit. I think like yesterday's run to the upside was just to complete the auction before we continue to sell. Like,
Yeah, you said that earlier. Actually.
yeah. But like this downside, I didn't expect it to drop this much lower. Honestly, I think I bought it like way too prematurely. I think that this just trends lower. I was wrong to look for those longs. I was right to look for the short at the beginning of the session, but I just should have just kept on that, honestly. I think I was a little shaken up after it pulled back and took me out. Now these guys are going bid. Keep buying into these dips, eventually you'll be right. I was gonna say, I feel like you can just short it and walk away, but I don't know. I shorted into that low yesterday and got stopped. Yeah, I got nuked myself. I overdid it today. I overdid it. And watch this be the bottom. You see that big bid that steps in this time around again. too aggressive on those buys.
Thank you for the numbers, Roxy. You wanna do a wrap up on oil?
Yes. So, all markets just kind of been grinding up for the most part. We've been a Globex high at 1030 at 87.67. We've since come off of that a bit. Trend traders, there's no trend on. The trends are mixed, and that's because the market's largely going sideways. So look for it as it balances out here. Evaluate it for a range that you might can play this afternoon. Whatever you do, monitor your risk, generally trade pro, preserve that capital. Gentlemen, thank you for another great day, another great week. I hope you and all of Trade Pro Academy has a great rest of the day and a great weekend. And we'll see everybody on Monday. Ciao.
Thank you, Roxy. K-Trade Pros, like, less than 50% are up, honestly, today. It's kind of tough session. Buying dips didn't really work. Selling into it. It's like, I couldn't really find many areas to sell into on the S&P, like 16, that's the trade we did earlier. It kind of ran for a bit, but it was tough to manage with the news coming out and it rotating back all the way up into 14, so I kind of like fell into that trap. I couldn't get the short running from there. Nasdaq, the 230, 220 short that evicted earlier, that was the best trade that I seen today. It was just I got taken out prior, like, to the real move. Right now I'm trying this, like, 200 on Nasdaq, 205 for the buy side, see if I can fade this to the upside. Yeah, that's what I got. Like, it's structurally and momentum. What structurally we're bearish, momentum wise, it's kind of like they keep getting stuck and then they come back and put it up. It's kind of tough to lean on the bull case, but I'll try it here once, and if I got stopped, I'll call it a day for now. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Tough week, honestly. Like, those are choppy markets, and it wasn't easy trading them this week. That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah, honestly, like if you didn't get like big swings like last night and like yesterday's, and it's very difficult. Like I didn't pick up the whole swing on the upside yesterday, but as it looks like now, like I got chopped up. Like I took too many stops in a row, honestly. And at this point, like I don't really want to keep digging into it. This is probably going to be the bottom, though. I think we've probably bottomed into that 85. I don't know. Like these guys, like with all that selling, and you get rebid before you break into that lower distribution again. That area into that like low 90 and like low 80, I freaking hate. But yeah, that's the reality of it, right? Not every day is gonna be sunshine and rainbows, and this week was especially hard in my opinion. So I'll leave you guys with that. I'll be in Discord seeing if there's anything, but I'm honestly on this current session. I'm red, and that it sucks, but yeah. So I gotta see if there's anything. I don't want to keep like cutting into this. If people have hit their like daily max drawdown, don't push it further.